There are places on our planet where the works of humanity and the forces of nature meet in breathtaking harmony. Mont Saint-Michel is one such place. It rises from the vast, flat expanse of a bay, a solitary peak of granite crowned with a spire that seems to reach for the heavens. At low tide, it stands grounded upon a shimmering plain of wet sand, a destination one might walk towards across the seabed. Yet, as the hours pass, the sea returns. Water rushes in from the horizon, a silent, swift flood that surrounds the rock, transforming it once more into an island, a fortress against the world. It is a spectacle that has played out for centuries, a rhythm of earth and ocean that makes this corner of Normandy feel truly unreal. To visit here is to feel as though you have stepped outside of ordinary time. Our journey begins, as it must, with a climb. The ascent to the Abbey is a physical and historical passage, leading us from the worldly clamor of the village below towards a place of quiet contemplation. The Grand Degré, a formidable stone staircase, worn smooth by footsteps over a millennium. With each step, the bay widens, daily concerns fall away. The architecture pulls you higher, a marvel of medieval engineering. At the summit, one enters the Abbey Church. Its soaring nave, Gothic choir, a space of immense verticality lifting the spirit. Imagine the Benedictine monks here, their days structured by prayer and study, their voices echoing in chant. Light through high windows marked their hours, a slow, celestial clock. The Abbey, more than a monastery, a center of learning. From the church, step into the cloister, an enclosed garden between sky and sea. Delicate double colonnades frame the heavens, a place for quiet walking and reflection, shielded from island winds. Then descend, Knight's Hall, Guest Hall, spaces built to hold the weight above. Robust Romanesque pillars tell of labor and genius. Below the formidable walls of the Abbey, a small village clings to the rock's southern flank. Its single main street, the Grande Rue, winds like a tightly coiled spring. A world away from the solemnity above, shops, small eateries, ancient timbered houses leaning shoulder to shoulder. Walking here feels like stepping into a medieval fairy tale. Each building tells of merchants, fishermen, and families. The air is filled with enticing aromas, warm bread and buttery pastries from tiny storefronts. Normandy is famous for its butter and cream. Local treats, salted caramels and biscuits, reflect this rich heritage. And there is the legendary omelette de la Mère Poularde. Simple, celebrated, light and fluffy, cooked over an open wood fire. Slip into side alleys and stairways, the parish church of Saint-Pierre, a haven with Saint Michael slaying the dragon. Glimpses of private courtyards, flowers above the lane, reminders that this is a living community. Imagine the winter quiet and the summer crowds, with wind and gulls as the daily soundtrack. The encircling ramparts offer history and perspective. A fortress never conquered, rooftops below, and the immense bay beyond. Watch the tide expose textured sands, then rush back in, setting the island apart once more. The true magic of Mont Saint-Michel cannot be fully understood without appreciating the landscape it sits in. The bay holds some of Europe's most dramatic tides. The difference between high and low can reach 15 meters. Twice a day the sea retreats, unveiling rippled sand and silt, a temporary desert crisscrossed by channels, gleaming under the sky. Then the return begins. The tide comes in famously fast, often likened to a galloping horse, a silent rising flood. Water fills the channels and creeks until the bay becomes a vast sheet of water, a dramatic display of nature's force. For centuries, the tide was the island's defense, cutting off access and stranding armies. Today, a stilted causeway works with the tides, part of a long effort to restore the mount's maritime character. Walking the raised bridge with water swirling below feels like the pilgrim approach, keeping the island a world apart. This tidal world teems with life. seabirds and migrants feeding on rich mudflats, sands alive with shellfish and sandworms. On the marshes, sheep graze the salted grasses. Their meat, agneau de présalé, a local delicacy shaped by ocean pulse. To truly experience Mont Saint-Michel is to engage all your senses. The primary destination is the abbey itself. Allow time to wander through many levels, from the crypt to the cloister. Feel the stone. Listen for the bells or the wind whistling through an arched window. The light changes, soft gray, warm gold, deep shadow. Stand on the west terrace and let the sheer scale of the bay wash over you. A walk along the ramparts is essential. Observe village rooftops and intricate sand patterns left by the tide. Join a certified guide for a low-tide crossing. Never attempt it alone. Tides are treacherous and quicksand is real. Guides share ecology, history, and legends. Walk barefoot with the abbey shimmering in the distance, as pilgrims once did. Then taste the island, the famous fluffy omelet, fresh mussels and white wine, salt marsh lamb, or a crepe with salted butter caramel. Flavors woven from land and sea. Planning your visit can greatly enhance your experience of this magical place. Best time: the shoulder seasons, spring and autumn. April, May, September, October mean pleasant weather and thinner crowds than peak July and August. Visit on a weekday. Consider an evening visit. The abbey illuminated at night is truly special. Arrive by car or train to the mainland, then take the free Passeur shuttle, or walk the causeway and watch the island grow with each step. Stay on the island if you can. Experience rare peace after day trippers leave. Book ahead. Practical notes: wear sturdy shoes for uneven cobblestones and many stairs. For bay walks, go only with an official guide and always check the tide timetables. Remember, this is a living village and a sacred site, a place of peace for residents and pilgrims alike. Mont Saint-Michel is more than a photo. It is a dialogue between human perseverance and the ocean's immense power. Here, on this small rock, people built something extraordinary that endures against wind and water. Come and walk the stones. Listen to the quiet whispers of time.